You're 16. You don't have a plan. You don't have a backup. You have a corner store, a block you grew up on, and a cousin named Dre who always seems to have money. You watch him. Every day, same spot, south side of Maple and Ninth. He leans against the wall like he owns it, because he does. One afternoon, he hands you something small wrapped in foil. Walk this 2 blocks down, give it to the man in the red cap. Don't open it, don't stop, come straight back. That's it. You do it in 4 minutes. Dre peels off a 50 and puts it in your hand without looking at you. You stare at that bill longer than you've ever stared at anything. $50, 4 minutes. You tell yourself it's just this once. 3 weeks later, you're not just running once. You're running 6, 7 times a day. You know the route. You know which doors to knock on. You know the difference between a customer and a cop by the way they walk. You're making $400, $500 a week. You buy new shoes, new phone. You start eating better. Your mother notices. She asks where the money's coming from. You tell her you've been doing odd jobs. She looks at you like she already knows, but she can't afford to push. She can't afford to push. Dre starts calling you reliable. In this world, that word is worth more than money. Then one night, a runner 2 blocks over gets robbed at knife point. Dre tells you the game has rules. He tells you the rules protect you. What he doesn't tell you is that the rules only protect people who matter. You don't matter yet. You start carrying. Not a real piece, a small blade, just enough to feel the weight of it. Dre introduces you to Marcus. Marcus runs product across 3 neighborhoods. He's quiet, he dresses plain, he drives a 10-year-old Civic, but everyone respects him. You notice that the most dangerous people never look dangerous. Marcus puts you on a new route, longer, more stops, more money. 600, then 8, then over 1,000 in a single week. You're 17. You've never felt power before, not real power. But this, knowing people need you, knowing you move things that make the whole operation function, this feels like something. Then Marcus asks you to be present when they handle a problem with a guy named Tino. You don't do anything. You just stand there. But standing there is enough. You've crossed a line you didn't even see coming. Dre gets locked up. Simple possession charge, his 3rd. He's gone for 18 months. Marcus looks at you and says, "You ready to hold his corner?" You say yes before you even think about it. Now you're managing 4 runners. You're collecting, you're distributing, you're solving small problems before they become big ones. You're 18 years old, running a corner worth $15,000 a month. You rent a small apartment 2 streets over, pay cash, keep it clean, keep it quiet. You have 2 phones, one for family, one for everything else. Your high school graduation photo sits on the dresser. You graduated. Barely, but you graduated. You look at that photo sometimes and feel something you can't name. Grief, maybe, for the person in it. But you push it down, because grief is expensive, and you don't have time for expensive things. 6 months after Dre went in, Marcus pulls back. Health issues, he says. What he means is he's tired. He's been in this since he was your age, and he's 34 now, and he feels every one of those years in his bones. He passes control to you. Not officially. There's no ceremony, no handshake deal in some back room. He just stops showing up, and you start making the calls. Now you oversee 12 blocks. You have 8 people working under you. You're moving serious weight. You buy a car, nothing flashy, a used Accord, and you drive it clean. No tickets, no violations. You know that flashy gets you watched, boring keeps you moving. People start calling you by a name that isn't yours. You answer to it. You forget slowly which one is real. You're 21. You have a stash house on Clement Street. You have a connect in another city you've never met face to face. You communicate through burner phones that get switched every 2 weeks. Your operation is quiet and tight and efficient. You have rules. No selling near schools.
No involving people's families. Anyone who brings heat gets cut immediately. You tell yourself the rules make you different, cleaner, more principled. But the truth is, the rules just make your operation harder to dismantle. You're making more money than you know what to do with. You funnel some through a cousin's barbershop, small amounts, nothing suspicious. You have $40,000 in a bag inside a wall. You have people who would take a charge for you. You have people who fear you. Fear feels like loyalty until it doesn't. One night, a kid, 19, fresh on your crew, makes a mistake. Skims a little. Not much, just testing. Everyone's watching to see what you do. You handle it the only way this world understands. Not violence, you're smarter than that. You take everything from him publicly. His route, his money, his standing. You erase him from the operation without laying a hand on him. The message is louder than any fist. But that night, alone in your apartment, you sit in the dark for a long time. You're not sure when you became this.
Something shifts. You can't name it at first. It's just a feeling, a weight at the back of your neck. A car you don't recognize parked on your block 3 days in a row. A runner who asks too many questions about where product comes from. You start sleeping less. You move apartments, new neighborhood, different name on the lease. You tell almost no one where you live now. You trust no one completely, not even the people you came up with, especially them. You start reviewing everything, every conversation, every deal, every face that looked at you too long. Your cousin from the barbershop calls and you let it go to voicemail. Your mother texts and you take 2 hours to respond. You are surrounded by people and completely alone. The money is still coming in, more than ever, but you eat dinner standing up, facing the door. You haven't relaxed in 4 months. This is what power actually costs. Not money, sleep, trust, peace. One of your top guys, a man named Reese you've known for 3 years, gets pulled over. Routine stop. Except there was nothing routine about it. They had his car flagged. They found 2 ounces in a piece. Reese is looking at 8 years minimum. You hear this at 2 a.m. and you go completely cold, because Reese knows everything. The stash house, the Connect's number, the barber shop, everything. You spend 48 hours dismantling what took 3 years to build. New phones, new locations, new everything. You pull 40,000 from the wall, split it into thirds, and hide it in 3 different places. You tell your runners there's a pause. Lie low, 2 weeks minimum. You don't sleep. You just wait. Reese doesn't talk. Not yet. But not yet is not the same as never. And you know that. You know that a man sitting in a cell staring at 8 years eventually starts making math. The math always leads back to you. 6 months pass. You rebuild. Tighter, smaller, more careful. But something is gone. The efficiency, the confidence. Every transaction now feels exposed. You start making small mistakes. A shipment is short, and you handle it badly, too loud, too visible. A dispute with a crew 2 neighborhoods over escalates in a way you would have neutralized easily a year ago. You're losing the thing that made you dangerous, your focus, and people can smell it. A new crew starts moving product on the edge of your territory. 6 months ago, you would have handled it quietly, strategically. Instead, you overreact. Send 3 people to send a message. It works in the moment, but it draws attention. The kind of attention you spent years avoiding. 2 days later, a detective shows up at your mother's door asking questions. Your mother calls you crying. You stand on a rooftop in the cold and stare at the city and feel, for the first time in years,
small.
It happens on a Tuesday, the most ordinary day of the week. You're at a diner, eggs and coffee, the same diner you've been going to since you were 12. They walk in wearing plain clothes, and you know before they're halfway across the floor. You don't run. Running is for people who still think they can escape. Somewhere, in a quiet room, Reese did his math. The charges are federal: conspiracy, distribution, RICO. Not a corner case, not a small charge. They've been watching for 8 months. They have everything. You sit in a cell on the first night and you think about the $50. The first one, 4 minutes. You think about how clean it felt, how easy, how inevitable every step after it seemed. You think about your mother. You think about the graduation photo on the dresser of an apartment that no longer exists. You think about every version of yourself that existed before the corner. Outside, the operation doesn't stop. Someone steps into your seat within a week, younger, hungrier. They'll make the same promises to themselves that you made. They'll believe them just like you did. The corner doesn't mourn you. It just finds the next one. This is what they don't show you. Not the money, not the power, not the cars. This, a small room, a metal bed, a window with wire glass. 12 years minimum. You're 24 years old, and somewhere on Maple and 9th right now, there's a 16-year-old watching someone who always seems to have money, and that someone is handing him something small wrapped in foil, and they're saying, "Walk this 2 blocks down. Don't open it. Don't stop. Come straight back." And the kid says yes, because $50 is $50. And the cycle doesn't end. It just changes faces.